Yes, Jai Hind and hello everyone. Welcome back to Crack Grade B. This is Sunil Janged and we were discussing a chapter that was conjunction, right? And it's day third today in conjunction. And today we shall discuss one of the most important concept when you talk about conjunction, right? This is the most important chapter as I said you before earlier. And as we know, in your different banking exams, questions from this chapter are being asked in different portions, like you if you talk about fillers or you talk about paragraph jumbles or in comprehension also, in to some extent this chapter helps you a lot. So we are going to discuss one of the most important concept, and you have to listen carefully and just comment, are audio and video clear, is everything okay, and kindly share this session with all your friends and relatives and invite them all, because we are going to we are going to discuss an important concept today, right? So we were in conjunction, and in last lecture I told you some of the types, and we have covered different three types of conjunction. First one was that was coordinate conjunction. Second was you can say the conjunction of correlative conjunctions, and last one was subordinate conjunction. So we have discussed different three types of this, and today a concept, as you know, as I said, we are going to start very important concept, and the first sentence is they had missed the train. They had missed the train blank. They had missed the train blank. They got late. They got late. Or you can say a conjunction you have because they got late. Because they got late. This one is the sentence, okay? And I have underlined this conjunction because. I have underlined this conjunction because, and you have different four options. You have different four options. First one is you can say, since, as, for. A conjunction you have though. A conjunction you have you can say hence, or that's why, or so. Or for fifth option is no improvement. Fifth option is no improvement. So what can be the right answer? The sentence is they had missed the train because they got late, and you have different five options. Conjunctions are, you have to fill uh, in you can say the word which is underlined, because conjunction is underlined, and you have to replace because with any of these four options, since, as, for, so, or no improvement can be there. Mean to say conjunction since can be the right answer, because can be the right answer. So what do you think of this sentence? This is one of the most important concept, and you have to understand it carefully. You have to listen carefully. Okay, to improve this sentence, you know, this word they is a subject, and had missed the train, this one is a predicate. So subject and predicate, this becomes a clause. This is the first clause first. And again, if you talk about, subject is they and got late is the predicate, and this subject and predicate, this is the clause second, right? Okay, and if you just observe the tense in both the clauses, you know it very well. This had missed means had plus v3. This is the past perfect tense. And this second form of the verb, Second form of get is got, and this one is the past indefinite tense. This is the past indefinite tense. You know it very well. Okay, you know we have a very important concept in tense chapter, and the concept is what? Concept is what? Just suppose this is the timeline. This is the timeline, and this point is TS. TS mean to say time of speaking. This is the time of speaking, means this is the time of present, you can say, where we are talking. This is the TS, time of speaking, and before this present time, this entire timeline denotes to the past time. This is the past time, and after this TS, future will be there, right? So this entire timeline denotes to the past tense. Okay, and the concept is whenever two different actions happen in past tense, means you can suppose this is the first action which happened in past tense, and this is the second action which happened in the past tense. This happened earlier in past, and this happened later in past. This happened later in past. So make it sure this is the TS, time of speaking. Make it sure the actions, this second action is backward from the present. This second action is backward from the present. This is present time, and backward, if you just move backward from the present, you just reach to the second part, and backward from the present, this is the, you can say, backward from the present, it becomes past indefinite tense. And when you backward from the past, this is first action, and this is the backward from the past. So backward from the past becomes past of the past. You can call it past of the past, or you can call it later past, right? So this later past becomes past perfect tense. The concept is whenever two different actions happen in past tense, the action which happens earlier comes under past perfect tense, and the action which happens later in past, that comes under past indefinite tense. For example, if you just say you do two different actions in a day, just suppose you get up at 7 a.m. You get up at say 7 a.m. and you got up at 7 a.m. and another action you have, you took lunch. Okay. So if you just compare both the sentences happened in past tense. So just observe which action happened earlier. Mean to say the action of getting up early in the morning, that action happens earlier, and after that what you do, you just took your lunch or dinner, right? So the action which happens earlier, getting up early in the morning, this is the earlier action. So this demands past perfect tense, and going to office or you can say taking lunch or dinner, this action happens later in a daytime, so this demands past indefinite tense. So same thing, if you apply this here, this action in past perfect tense, this happens earlier, and make it sure the action which happens earlier is a clause of reason. This is a clause of reason, and the action which happens later, this is a clause of result. So I have to identify, we have to identify which action happens earlier, comes under you can say action of reason, and the action which happens later comes under action of result, right? So you have recognized this is the reason clause, this is the clause of reason, and this is the clause of result. So now let us observe, you have a list of conjunctions. Conjunction of opposite reason. Conjunctions of opposite reason are what? Conjunctions of opposite reason are conjunctions like though, although, while, however, and the last one is whereas. These are the conjunctions of opposite reason. And when you talk about conjunctions of opposite result, conjunctions of opposite result are conjunctions like yet, but, still, and nevertheless. These are the conjunctions of opposite result. And when you talk about conjunctions of favorable reason, Conjunctions of favorable reason. Conjunctions of favorable reason are conjunctions like since, because, as, or you can say for. These are the conjunctions of favorable reason. And when you talk about favorable result, conjunctions of favorable result are what? Conjunctions like so, hence, that's why, and the last one is therefore. These are different conjunctions: conjunctions of opposite reason, opposite result, and conjunctions of favorable reason and favorable result. Why I have given such list before you? The concept is why I have given such list. The reason behind is what? The reason is that, okay, now in the first sentence, this is the clause of result and this is the clause of reason, and make it sure both the clauses are of favorable reason. This is the favorable reason and this is the favorable result. Why? How can you just identify the sentences? They had missed the train. This is the reason for what? They got late. This is the result. So both the clauses are of opposite, favorable reason and favorable result. So here we demand a conjunction. Before the clause of favorable result. So make it sure before the clause of favorable result, we need a conjunction of favorable result, and conjunctions of favorable result is so, hence, that's why, therefore. So before this favorable clause of favorable result, we need a conjunction of favorable result. So you know it very well. This is the favorable reason, conjunction of favorable reason. This is also favorable reason. This is also favorable reason, but we need favorable conjunction of favorable result. So answer will be what? So will be the right answer. Use a conjunction of favorable results. So will be there, and sentence. Now the sentence will be okay. Are you getting my point? So you have to identify the blank which is given, and you have to focus on the clause. You have to focus on the clause before which you have a blank for a conjunction. So if the clause is of favorable result, so you have to use the conjunction of favorable result. If the blank is here before the clause of favorable reason, you have to use the conjunction of favorable reason. And if there is a blank before the clause of opposite result, any of these conjunction will be there in a sentence. And if there is a blank before the clause of opposite reason, any of these 5 conjunctions can be your answer, right? So you have to just understand this carefully. You have to use a conjunction according to the clause. You have to focus on the clause, whether the clause is of opposite reason, opposite result, favorable reason, or favorable result. Just take some other examples, and the examples are, the sentence is, the postman delivered the letter. The postman delivered the letter, blank. There was nobody at home. The sentence is, the postman delivered the letter. There was nobody at home. In this sentence, we know it very well. You have a clause. This is the subject and this is the predicate. This is first clause, right? Clause first, and again subject there, and the predicate is what? Was nobody at home. This is the second clause, right? This is the second clause. Okay, this clause denotes to result. This is the result, right? This is the result. The sentence is, the postman delivered the letter. This is the result, and this is the reason. The reason is what? The reason is that there was nobody at home. There must be any reason behind there was nobody at home. They might be somewhere else. They were not at their home. They might be at their office or at any different destination. They might be anywhere else. There was nobody at home. Something is behind. Some reason can be there behind that case there was nobody at home. But make it sure the postman delivered the letter and the reason is there was nobody at home. So both the clauses are of opposite reason and opposite result. Why they are not favorable? If the favorable reason or result can be there, but here it must be like there was the postman delivered the letter and you can say the postman delivered the letter. There was somebody at home. If I write like this, so it can be both the clauses are favorable. What is going on? Okay, now just observe the sentence. You have a blank before the clause of opposite reason. Okay, before the clause of opposite reason, we need a conjunction of opposite reason, sorry. So any of these 5 conjunction can be the answer. You can say though there was nobody at home, or you can say however there was nobody at home, right? You can also say although there was nobody at home, while there was nobody at home, whereas there was nobody at home. If you just speak or write like this, sentence will be okay. Let us take another example. Another example is, if I say the postman did not deliver the letter. The postman did not deliver the letter, blank. There was nobody at home. Okay, in this sentence, again if you observe, this subject and did not deliver the letter is a predicate. So this one is the clause first. This is the first clause. And subject there was nobody at home. This is the predicate. So subject and predicate, it becomes clause, second clause. The postman did not deliver the letter. It means this is the result. And the reason behind what? There was nobody at home. This is the clause of reason. And make it sure both the clauses, reason and result, both are favorable, reason and favorable result, right? Because the sentence is the postman did not deliver the letter. And what is the reason behind? There was nobody at home. It means both the clauses are of favorable reason and favorable result. So this is the favorable result and this is the favorable reason, right? So you have a blank before the clause of favorable reason, and before the favorable clause of favorable reason, you have to use a conjunction of favorable reason. You can use since, because, as, or for. Any of these conjunction can be your right answer. Since can be there, as can be there, for can be there, right? Because can be there. Any of these conjunctions will be your right answer, right? Are you getting my point? Just take another example. Another example is, let us go on foot. Let us go on foot, blank. We are already late. We are already late. Another example you have. The sentence is, let us go on foot, blank. We are already late. Okay, guys. In this sentence, the concept is what? You have two different clauses. And the first clause is, let us go on foot. This is the first clause. Second clause is what? We are already late. So there must be a reason that we are already late. This is the clause of reason. And because you have such reason कि you are already late, so let us go on foot. This is the result, right? And both reason and result are favorable. This is the favorable result. This is the favorable reason, right? And as we know कि before the clause of favorable reason, we demand a conjunction of favorable reason. So you can use a conjunction of favorable reason since, as, for, or because. Any of these conjunctions can be your right answer. Sentence will be, let us go on foot since we are already late. So you have to recall all these conjunction, the list of these conjunctions. What are the conjunctions of opposite reason? What are the conjunctions of opposite result and favorable reason, and conjunctions of favorable result? If you know these conjunctions, then in your exam in fillers or parajumbles, you can just identify that before the clause of reason, we have to use a conjunction of reason, and before the clause of result, you have to use a conjunction of result. And you have to also be careful कि the clause reason and result, both the clauses are of favorable reason result and the clauses are of opposite reason results, right? So you have to think it carefully, you have to observe it carefully, and if you recall all these conjunctions of different favorable reason result, opposite reason result, then you will be able to answer the questions effectively, right? So let us take some more examples. If I see blank they had worked hard, comma, they failed. They had worked hard, they failed. And another sentence, blank, they had worked hard, comma, they succeeded. Okay, two different sentences you have now. ESI, I don't know, brother, I don't know exactly, right, Deepak? There is any class of ESI or not? I don't know exactly. Okay, now just observe both the sentences. In both the examples, you have a clause, subject and predicate. This is the first clause, and subject and predicate, this is the second clause. And no doubt this is the clause of reason. They worked hard, there must be any reason to work hard, and the result of that is what? They failed, right? And if you observe both the clauses, both the clauses are of opposite reason and opposite result. Because I'm saying they had worked hard, they failed, right? The clauses are of opposite reason and opposite result. And you know it very well, you have a blank before the clause of opposite reason. So before clause of opposite reason, any of the conjunctions of opposite reason can be your answer. So you can say though, although, while, however, or you can use however, you can use while, you can use though, although. Any of these conjunctions can be your right answer. But if you observe in the second sentence, they had worked hard, this is the clause of reason, and in the second clause, they succeeded, this is the clause of result, right? But both the clauses are of favorable reason and favorable result. Now you have a blank before the clause of favorable reason. So before favorable reason, you have to use a conjunction of favorable reason, and conjunction of favorable reason are what? Since, because, as, or for. Since, because, as, or for. So you can say for they had worked hard, they succeeded, right? And if I write these sentences like, they had worked hard, blank, they failed, and the second sentence is they had worked hard, blank, they succeeded, right? You have different two sentences. Okay, in both the sentences, subject predicate, this is the clause of reason, and when I say they worked hard, they had worked hard, they failed, this is the clause of result, and both the clauses are of opposite reason and opposite result. So now you have a blank before the clause of opposite result. So before clause of opposite result, you have to use a conjunction of opposite result, yet but still nevertheless any of these four conjunctions can be your right answer. You can use yet, you can use still, you can use but or nevertheless. Any of these conjunctions can be the right answer. Agree? Are you getting my point? This is one of the most important concept, guys, right? If you know the list of these several conjunctions, if you know what are the conjunctions of opposite reason, what are the conjunctions of opposite result, similarly what are the conjunctions of favorable reason and favorable result, if you know it very well, then in your exam or while you are doing practice on such questions, you are doing practice on fillers or paragraph jumbles, then you will be able to identify before the conjunction of reason, you have to use a conjunction of reason, before the clause of result, you have to use a conjunction of result, and you have to again just identify clauses are, both the clauses are of favorable or both the clauses are of opposite reason or result. So accordingly you have to just apply the conjunctions, right? So effectively you can learn, effectively you can answer, and you will improve day by day if you just learn from this method or approach. Okay, in the second sentence, they had worked hard. Again, you have a reason. This is the clause of reason. They succeeded. This is the clause of result. And we know it very well. They had worked hard and the result is they succeeded. So both the clauses are of favorable reason and favorable result. Now you have a blank before the clause of favorable result. So before the clause of favorable result, you know the conjunctions of favorable results, so hence that's why or therefore any of these four conjunctions can be your right answer. So for example, if I just say therefore, if I use therefore over here, sentence will be okay, sentence will be fine right now. Okay, some another example like even another sentence, even they had worked hard. They failed. Yes. Now I want you to reply this sentence. Now I want you to reply this sentence. This is also a good sentence. Yes. What do you think of this sentence? Yes, guys. What do you think of this sentence? What can be there? What improvement can be there in the sentence? The sentence is even they had worked hard, comma, they failed. Yes. Make the session interactive. Just do comment in the comment section, and What do you think of this sentence? The sentence is, even they had worked hard, they failed. Okay, if you just observe this sentence, this is the clause, first clause, subject, predicate. This is the second clause, subject, predicate, right? And this is the clause of reason, and this is the clause of result, right? This is the opposite reason, and this is the opposite result. And you have a word even. You know what is even? If you just talk about this word even, make it sure this word even is adverb in nature. This word is adverb in nature, or you can say this word is a stressing word. This is a stressing word, not a conjunction. This is not a conjunction if you talk about word even, or you can say this word is adverb in nature. It is a stressing word, not a conjunction. And make it sure, if you just talk about a conjunction, we have a conjunction like even if, even though, or you can say even when. These are the conjunctions. These are the conjunctions, right? So to connect two different clauses, this is the first clause, this is the second clause. To connect two clauses of opposite reason and result, we need a conjunction over here. And to make this word even a conjunction, you have to make it conjunction, or you can add words like even though. Just speak like this, ke even though they had worked hard, they failed. Even although they had worked hard, they failed. If you just speak like that, sentence will be okay. RBI ग्रेड बी कोर्स हिंदी या बाइलिंगुअल लैंग्वेज में होगा या नहीं? Bilingual, it most probably it will be in English, not in bilingual language. Okay, Kritika Jain. Kritika Jain, this course will be in English language, not bilingual. And in November we shall start our paid batch, right? So I was discussing to one of the persons of this YouTube channel, RBI Grade B. So the information is, we shall start a paid course in November or December, and this course will be in English language, right? Not bilingual, you can say. Okay, so we have to make this word adverb, we have to change this adverb into a conjunction. And the conjunction is what? Even if, even though, even although, or even when. And we have two clauses of opposite reason. So conjunctions of opposite reason is what? Either even though, or even although. So that's why just change even into even though. Okay, sentence will be fine right now. Okay, next sentence is, the man called the boy, then he gave a bag to him. Second sentence, the man called the boy, then he gave a bag to him. Okay, what do you think of this sentence? Huh. Okay, what do you think of this sentence? Yes guys, let us observe. You have a subject and predicate, you have a first clause, this one is the first clause, and again this subject and predicate, this is the second clause, and this word then is an adverb. So this is the first clause and this is the second clause. And as we know, to connect two different clauses, we need a conjunction. So we need a conjunction over here to connect two different clauses. So you can use a coordinate conjunction and over here. Then sentence will be okay. The man called the boy, then he gave a bag to him. now sentence will be okay. And make it sure this word then is pure adverb in nature. This word then is pure adverb in nature. And if you talk about a word then, THAN, this word is conjunction. This word is conjunction. This is adverb of time. This is adverb of time, and THAN is a conjunction, and its mean is then means you can say it's a conjunction of comparative degree. It's a conjunction of comparative degree. So to connect two different clauses, we need a conjunction. Coordinate conjunction and will be there, and sentence will be okay right now. Sentence will be okay now. Okay. Okay, ma'am, I don't have such information. I don't have such information. When I will be familiar of this, I will tell you all the things. And as far as my views are concerned, I know ki this channel is only for bilingual purpose. Sorry, not English. This is for English medium students, not for bilingual, right? And if I get such information, as you said, Rajat sir said in live session, so I will inform it to you later. Okay, so the information which I have conveyed, and if I get such information, so I will tell you later. Okay, this is the next sentence. Okay, let's move to the some other sentences. If I say though he was shot twice, though he was shot twice, comma, he died. This is the first sentence. Though he was shot twice, he died. Though he was shot twice, he died. Okay, in this sentence, you know it very well. We have a subject he, predicate shot twice, subject and predicate. This one is the first clause. Clause, subject and predicate. This is the second clause. This is the clause of reason. This is the clause of result, right? And we have a conjunction though. We have a conjunction though. Okay, if examiner underlines this conjunction, listen carefully, if examiner underlines this conjunction, in this situation you have to observe we have two different clauses. This is the clause of reason, this is the clause of result, and both the clauses are of favorable reason and result. Both the clauses are favorable reason and result. So before favorable reason, you have to use a conjunction of favorable reason. Conjunction can be like since, because, as, or for, right? This is the, you can say, fill in the blank point of view. This is the method by which examiner asks questions from the fill in the blank point of view, right? But if suppose if this question comes in your exam from a spotting error point of view, in that particular situation you have to focus. You have a conjunction of opposite reason. This is the conjunction of opposite reason. So this is the clause of opposite reason, and this clause must be opposite result. This clause must be of opposite result, but this is favorable result. So to make this opposite result, you have to change this verb died into what? Survived. If you speak like this, if you just say though he was shot twice, though he was shot twice, he survived. Now this clause will be of opposite result and sentence will be okay. So the method is, the meaning is, examiner can put questions in two different methods, in two different ways. Like he can ask, he can, if he or she underlines this conjunction, so you have to observe this is the opposite reason, this is the opposite result. Before opposite reason, you have to use a conjunction of opposite reason. But from error finding point of view, you have to make this base, opposite reason, conjunction of opposite reason, clause of opposite reason, this clause must be of opposite result. So to make this clause opposite result, just replace died with survived, right? So now sentence will be okay. Okay, let us take another example. Second sentence is, while I invited him personally, while I invited him personally, comma, he agreed to come. And this sentence is from spotting error point of view. If examiner asks such questions from spotting error point of view, so what do you think of this sentence? What can be the error part, or how can you improve this sentence? So let us learn, let us observe. In this sentence, I know it very well. This is the conjunction of opposite reason, and after this conjunction of opposite reason, this clause will be of opposite reason. This is the clause of opposite reason, and you have to maintain this clause opposite result. This must be clause of opposite result. So let us observe the sentences. While I invited him personally, he agreed to come. This verb agreed, this verb agreed denotes to the favorable result, but we have to make this opposite result. So just replace agreed with, either you say disagreed, or you can say he refused to come, he refused to come. If you speak like this, now sentence will be okay, now sentence will be okay, sentence will be fine. Okay, let us take another example. However, you are my best friend. However, you are my best friend. I will trust you. However, you are my best friend, I will trust you. Okay. In this sentence, we know it very well. This is the conjunction of opposite reason, right? This is the conjunction of opposite reason, and conjunction of opposite reason demands a clause of opposite reason. This is the clause of opposite reason. This is the clause of opposite reason, and this clause must be of opposite result. This clause must be of opposite result. So, is it a clause of opposite result or not? So let us observe. The sentence is, however, you are my best friend. However, you are my best friend, I will trust you. If you just say I will trust you, this is the clause of favorable result. But to make it opposite result, just add a word not. If you speak like this, however, you are my best friend, I will not trust you. Now this clause will be of opposite result and sentence will be okay. Sentence will be fine. Okay, let us take another example. The sentence is, Ritik never went to school. Ritik never went to school, yet he cannot speak English. Yet he cannot speak English. Okay, in this sentence, we know it very well. This subject and predicate. This is the first clause. This is the first clause. And Ritik never went to school. This can be a reason. This can be a reason. And the result is what? He cannot speak English. This is the result. And make it sure we have a conjunction yet. This is the conjunction of opposite result. And after this conjunction of opposite result, this clause must be of opposite result and this clause must be of opposite reason. So let us observe whether this clause is of opposite result or not, right? So the sentence is Ritik never went to school, yet he cannot speak English. So if I observe, I find this clause is of favorable result, but we need a clause of opposite result. So to make this clause opposite result, just say Ritik never went to school, yet he can speak English. Yet he can speak English. If you speak like this, sentence will be fine now. Sentence will be okay now. Okay, take another example. If I speak like this, they worked hard. They worked hard. Still they passed. Still they passed. You have to reply this sentence from sporting error point of view. Okay, just suppose this sentence is from the pattern of sporting error. So how can you think of this sentence, and what is the error part in the sentence? So if you just observe again this sentence, we know it very well. This subject and predicate, this is the first clause. This is the first clause. Ritik worked hard. They passed. This is the second clause, and you have a conjunction still. This is the conjunction of opposite result. So after this conjunction, this clause must be of opposite result. This clause must be of opposite result, and this clause must be of opposite reason. This is of opposite reason. So whether this clause is of opposite result, you have to check it carefully. And the sentence is they worked hard still. They worked hard, this is the reason, and the opposite result must be still they failed. If you just use failed in place of succeeded, now this clause will be of opposite result and sentence will be fine now, right? Sentence will be fine now. Yes, course we have in English only. The course which we have on this platform, Crack Grade B, will be in English language only. Okay? Let us take another example. So what is the concept? What is the concept if you talk about? The concept is conjunctions like. We have different conjunctions, and conjunctions are what? Conjunctions like though, although, although, while, however, whereas, yet, but, or still. These are the conjunctions, and these conjunctions demands an opposite statement. These conjunctions demands an opposite statement in that sentence. And we know it very well. These are the conjunctions of opposite reason or opposite result. Conjunctions of contrast, these are conjunctions of contrast, and in that particular situation, because these are conjunctions of contrast, these conjunctions demand an opposite statement in that particular sentence. So this is the concept, and I think it's enough from my side, right? We have classes of English from Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Okay, at 5 p.m. be here, and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, subscribe Crack Grade B, and kindly share the session with all your friends and relatives. Invite them all. You are going to get content, you can say content from exam point of view. We shall cover different segments in English, like you can say English grammar, English vocabulary, and English comprehension. We shall cover all different 3 segments in these classes. So be live at 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. This is Sunil Janged, and I'm teaching you English here. So it's enough from my side, and I just keep my finger crossed for you. And now take care. Goodbye. Thank you.